Never get so busy making a living that you forget to make a life, says one of the best quotes on work life balance. Adab listeners, here is Giridhar, and you are listening to the podcast Giridhar's Garady. Today we have someone who is smart, talkative, proactive, bubbly, cheerful, humorous, mature, creative, and above all, an admirable personality. She is known for being active and energetic always. Give her a minute. She can involve you in any kind of conversation. But today, I would like to involve her in this podcast conversation. On this note, let me welcome the guest for today's episode, Anita Kar. Hi Anita, welcome to Giridhar's Garady. How are you doing today?
Hi, Giridhar. I'm doing very fine. Thank you so much. How are you, Giri?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thanks a lot. Great. Just one question before we move forward. How do you feel like being a guest on this podcast?
Seriously speaking, I feel wonderful. Two reasons. The first reason is I have heard too few of your podcasts. They are so awesome. So it feels too good, to be featured in this podcast. And second thing, I think you'll ask the questions and I'll tell you. Being involved in some different such things is a very important part of your work life balance.
Great. So we are already into the concept now. All right. So Anita, tell me, what is this work-life balance all about?
My version of work life balance is you can never balance both. Sometimes your work needs more priority, more time, more effort. You give it to your work. And there are few other days in the same week when you need to give some more priority to your house, to your own life. So that's how it's managed every time. You can never balance it perfectly, both the way we use a weighing scale. You put 500 grams, so 500 grams of some other thing would be on the other side. It can never happen like that. So it's just devoting time at times to your work and at times to your life as and when needed.
That's true. So why do we need to have this work-life balance?
As I said, at times I'll be having some deliverables to meet, or I have a late evening meeting or a early morning meeting, I'll have to attend those things. So those again come in your work time. And at times it also happens I have some even my relatives coming over. I need to devote some more time over there. I need to have my personal life as well. And also there is another thing which is very important up here is a me time. Each and every person in today's world needs to have a me time to at least indulge in something which a person loves. You know, Giridhar, how much I love to try out different cuisines or different cook something different, right? You know that very well. So even
Yes, yes.
indulging in that particular thing is also very important. So at least to get a balance of everything, you need to have a different focus time in all the fields of your personal life or your professional life. So to settle everything properly, you need a work-life balance.
So I will be the first person to agree on the fact about the me time. Yeah, because just like you, even I would like to do something that I love, at least at some point of time in a day.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So if someone is not able to maintain this work-life balance, what could be the primary reasons for it?
Primary reasons, primary things, the prerequisites for a work-life balance, I'll say is you prioritize, you plan, and you effectively communicate. Say, for example, go to bed. I don't start my day planning when I wake up. No, you can never do like that. Before you go to bed, you have some checklists, right, which has to be done tomorrow. Before going to bed, you sit, you plan out, okay, these are the activities which are there tomorrow. You need to prioritize it and plan everything. So if somebody is not able to maintain this balance, the basic reasons is prioritize, that person is not able to prioritize, the person is not able to plan, or the person is not able to effectively communicate.
Hmm, that's true. Do you think the role of recent stressful jobs is more on affecting this work-life balance?
Not at all, Giridhar, because that was, the first point I discussed, right? There will be some days then we will be having a stressed out life at office. While coming out, it's very nice. Giridhar, what a good habit I have, my husband always appreciates. He says that whatever issues you have at office, Anita, you have a very good habit. You leave it inside the office gate. So doing that is very important. Similarly, I'm leaving home to office. I have my parents, or at times my parents-in-laws. I have my kid, small kid. So all these things, it's very important to lock it inside your house and then go to office. So stress will always be there, and you can't poke out that, okay, no, this was the stress I have at home, so I couldn't do that in office. Or hey, this was the stress I have at home, or I had at office, so I can't do it at home. No. So neither a stressful job is responsible for not having a work life balance, or a stressful life, or stressful personal life. It's even that's not responsible for a proper for having a improper work life balance. So it's you only at the end of the day, or at the end of the year.
Absolutely. It's true that we have to leave everything in the home once we reach to office. And again, everything we have to leave at office once we reach home. But it was the earlier case. Right now, the scenario has completely changed. We are in the pandemic. So, my next question to you, Anita, how is this new normal work from home affecting the work life balance of the employees?
The new work from home is not affecting anything. The kids at home and only is affecting everything. Again, the same thing comes for this as well. You need to prioritize and plan. At times it happens, I have some meeting. Okay. It will be scheduled at 10:30. It will be my daughter's some culmination, something will be there at the same time. At that point, I need to effectively communicate to my team, or to the person who has scheduled the meeting. Hey, can this be delayed for 1 hour because I have something to attend at home? That's important. Communication. Again, for example, I have some activities there tomorrow at home. I need to plan it or prioritize it the very day before. Okay, so it's again the same thing. You need to plan and prioritize everything. So
Okay.
this, I feel this new norm, work from home, is not won't affect the work life balance of any employee. It will be again the lack of your prioritizing, your lack of planning, your lack of communication. Those are again the three things which will affect this work life balance.
Okay. So, apart from the ones that you have mentioned now, are there any other tips that you can provide for anyone to maintain this proper work-life balance?
I'll tell you something which happened recently with me. I knew well in advance that I had a very hectic week last week at office, Giridhar, let me tell you. So what I did, I went to my husband last Sunday. I told him, see, these are the have few things which are very important in office this whole week. So I'll be very stressful this whole week. So even if I shout at you or do something, don't mind. And you need to now spend some more time at home or doing the home activities, so that I get more time in office, so that I can don't slip, my slippage is not there in office. So that's the whole thing. If you have any issues at office and you need to attend them, it's very important to communicate it to somebody at your home. I did that with my partner. So again, for me, the to maintain a proper work-life balance, again, these three things only come: your communication, your the way you prioritize, and the way you plan.
Okay. Okay. Any other personal experiences that you can provide for maintaining this work-life balance?
I'll tell you, Giridhar. It would be around, I think, 22nd March of 2020 when my manager called me and told me, Anita, don't come to office from Monday. I was shocked. I was like, why? What happened? I thought he took away my job or what happened actually. So he told me, no, Anita, there are few things in office, so we don't want to, because of this pandemic only, the way it spread. So for the well-being of the employees, so we are planning not to ask the employees to come to office. And I think I was most happier person, in the entire planet, because on 1st of April, it was my release date in the same account. So they won't be taking effort to send me a laptop only for 4 5 days. And I was so happy, Giridhar. I thought, oh God, I'll be having so much time at home. I'll be having so much of me time. Then you know how things happen after that slowly, right? Everything. One day I'll ask my husband, hey, what do you want to have, day after tomorrow breakfast? Means that way, it was scheduled, it was planned. Slowly, then I went to another project, new account, new responsibilities. I had to again take care of a big team. So at that point, again, what happened was I went crazy, Giridhar. Slowly, everything, daily morning breakfast will be sattu or poha. Sattu poha. My husband asked me what happened. Gone were those days you were asking me daily what will you have, and now it's like daily sattu and poha. I'm bored. I said, okay, sorry, I can't help you with anything. And that was a time, Giridhar, my father-in-law was also very sick. I was literally going crazy, Giridhar. One day, Giri, I was just going through some random videos. There was an old lady, I forgot to note her name. She told something very interesting. What she had to say is, as a person, you can never finish off all your activities today. So there will be some activities which will be rolled over to the next day. So it's very important, make your checklist. Again, plan and prioritize, and move the items, which can very well go into the next day. For example, you are done with your office work, you are getting up, and you need to make dinner for yourself and your family to eat, right? But for example, there is I need to make a just a friendly call to somebody, I can postpone it to the very next day. So she told a very nice thing, that take care of the items which you can roll over to the next day, and also the items which you can roll over to the next week. It's okay, absolutely fine. So that was, one thing I took it very seriously. Postponing things which are not necessary to be done immediately. Because believe me, Giridhar, in this scenario which we are in now, the pandemic, work from home, with maids, cooks, nobody coming to home. It's very necessary, to again those three things: you plan and you prioritize, and again communicate. So that was, what I learned in this pandemic.
Amazing, Anita. That was rightly said. I agree with you. Because to whatever extent we try to finish off everything, there will be something or the other left for the next day. It can be with respect to office work or with respect to our personal work.
Yeah, very well.
Okay. So now let me bring in all together a different scenario. Like recently, we have started hearing that there would be a reduction in the working days for the employees, the new labor codes and all. So, what would be the impact if there is a reduction in the working days to 4 days instead of the existing 5 days?
Impact as in Giri, I'll talk about few pros and cons. That's my perspective. I might be wrong. You might think of something else, but that's entirely my perspective since I'm on the podcast. Okay.
Of course. Yeah,
So,
here,
no,
whoever is
it's my
talking, it's
perspective.
all our yeah,
Yeah.
here, whoever is
So
talking, it's all
one,
our perspectives. Not a problem. You can go ahead.
okay. So one advantage I think that will happen is your cost reduction, boost of for the employer and the employee. We are not going to office, Giridhar, for one day less it will be. So the employer will have a cost reduction on many things like, the operational cost, you switch on the AC is running and all these things, right? So employer saves. We are an employee. We have a cost to commute to and fro to office daily. That's one perspective. Again, who doesn't want another day in a weekend added up? So we will any employee will be happy to have a extra holiday in a weekend. Giridhar, you must be wondering, now imagine 25th Christmas would have been a Friday. How happy you would be, yes or no?
Yes, correct.
Because Friday, Saturday, Sunday will have 3 days holiday. So again, the employee will be happy. But against, all these things you put aside, there's like, another thing I see, that is, for these 4 days, our work pressure will increase because we'll be working for more hours. It will be stressful for long working hours. Again, there's another thing, I was reading somewhere. We have a calculation of the basic leaves we are entitled to. Those, will again take a back seat. They'll reduce at least by 8 to 10, the sick leaves and all these casual leaves which are accumulated for us. So I think, again, that will be stressful for an employee. So if you'll ask me to select, a 4 or a 5 day working week, I'll say a 5 day is better. At least, it will enable us to manage our work and life bit better than these 4 days.
Yeah, well said, Anita. Because 4 days we end up working for 12 hours a day, and we will not be able to do anything else apart from the regular work.
Yeah.
Okay. So now again, let me bring up another perspective. Like here earlier, like you said, communication is important, whether it can be towards our family or in the office or anywhere. So, in what way a family can help maintain the work-life balance of an employee? Maybe with your communication or even without your communication.
See, Giridhar, family, say my house, my family, my husband, kid, my parents, in-laws, that's one family I'll see. And there's again, another perspective of family of the office of the professional fraternity we have. That's also a family as soon as we go to office, right? So
Yes,
my
correct.
point is with exactly. So with each and every person, we have a balance of love and respect, which has to be there, right? Say, for
True.
example, I told you, right, that if I'm having some stressful day at office, I can tell it to my husband. Similarly, if I'm having some issues in my house, say my father-in-law is somebody's in the hospital, I need to attend. That same thing I can communicate in office as well, because I should be doing that so that somebody is aware. No, this girl, she is having some tough issues at home. It's okay if she takes 3 days leave instead of two. Now, coming to that point of love and respect, there are two very important aspects. I'll say. Say, for example, uh, I don't have love for somebody, and I just show respect. It has nothing. The end result is nothing. You are going nowhere. Now, say for example, if I have with my husband or with my daughter, I have lots of respect and the love is a bit reduced. It's okay, you can manage. But now, a very good win win situation is if the amount of love and the amount of intensity I have is the same, it's the same 50-50, it's well balanced, then nothing like it. Similarly, you go to you. think of the office fraternity. I'll just replace this love with the work I have. I have work and I have respect. And you do the same extrapolation of everything, what I said right now. So it again, depends on the whole balance of everything we have.
Yes. Okay. So, Anita, before we wind up the concept, just one message for our listeners with respect to this concept of work life balance.
There are few things I think which is very important. One is definitely a me time. And me time is something which you can't take out from your office time. Is to be, it has to be your lifetime, like your family time, right? And the family has to understand you need to have a me time. Then again, with the other things which are very important is the way you plan, the way you prioritize, and again, communication. You just asked me, right? How family can help to maintain a work life balance, right? The same thing, you
Yes.
have any issues at office, talk about it at home. You don't know what will come up, what point of some person will help you. You can never know that. Let me tell you, Giridhar, there was my maid. She inspired me in such a great way. I'll tell you how. It was my daughter's admission. I was looking into schools, and Giri, how exorbitant the prices of schools are over here in Hyderabad. So I was thinking, just outside my society gate, there's a small school. I said, okay, Ray, they'll take 40, 50,000. I'll send over there. Who will pay 2, 3 lakhs now? My maid, she has 3 kids. The first child is a male child, and the next two are female kids she has. So I asked her, hey, did you give your kid admission? Aha, Didi, I gave her admission over there. I said, it was a private school. So I asked, how much will they take? No, they'll take 50,000. Then I shouted, I screamed at her. I said, are you crazy? You are planning to spend all your finance of money after this male child, nothing after your girl? She was like, no, Didi, I'll also make my daughters read in the same school as them, as my son. I was like, how will you afford so much? If you have any issues, just tell me at times, okay? It's fine. So she told me one thing, Didi, everything is for these kids. If I don't do for them, then who it will be? So, one thing I really learned from her was determination. So, we come across so many people in our lives, Giri. It's very important to take a, a keynote, from each and every person you meet. That way, you can improve your life. You can improve the quality of your me time. You can improve the quality of your own work life balance. So again, the four things I again come across is the what you need is your me time, the way you plan, you prioritize, and communicate.
Amazing, Anita. Kudos to you for that wonderful message with the example. Thank you so much for that. All right. So now
Okay.
it's time for us to move on to our next segment, that is the rapid fire round. Let me tell you that this is gonna be just a fun segment wherein you will have questions with two options. You can select any of them, both or neither. That's up to you. And it's only going to be a fun segment. There is no logic involved. So, are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
Great. So, my first question to you, Anita, in the rapid fire round: work on weekdays or weekends?
Depends, Giridhar. I love to work on weekdays, but if I'm working on a weekend and I'm getting an extra leave comp off for my birthday or my husband's birthday or my kid's birthday or any such occasion, then I'm fine to work on weekends as well.
That's a wise answer. Okay.
Yeah.
Work from office or work from home? I think I know the answer.
What do you think I'll tell? Because
Yeah,
I
you
think you
will.
got me wrong.
Yeah, you will say work from home, right?
No,
But because earlier you
no.
were saying that you were the first one to be happy on this planet after the
Yeah,
work
but
from home
that
concept
doesn't.
started.
Mm, yeah, Giridhar, exactly. But for, a good balance of your work-life balance, there has to be a mix of your work from office as well as work from home,
Oh, okay.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, because you need to balance, right?
okay. So you want to select both again. Great.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. My next question to you. Work with friends or colleagues?
Work with colleagues,
Okay. Work with mobile calls or emails?
email, so that I'll have something in black and white.
Okay. Uh, Long vacation or long weekend?
I love long weekends rather than long vacations. I don't know why.
Yeah, even I feel the same.
Yeah,
Okay. Work with ETA or work without ETA?
with ETA.
Yeah. So that we feel relaxed.
Yeah, because okay, I'll have something to do. This is that time level, okay. After this time, within this time, I'll have to finish these things off. So I'll be planning, I'll be doing. So ETA is very necessary for anything.
Yes, that's correct. Okay. Work at onshore or offshore?
ETA is fine.
Okay. Day shift or night shift?
Again, it will be both with any, because if I'm working on a night shift and I'm getting the next day off, so it's fine.
Okay. Work like one man army or work with a team?
With a team. You know me as a person, Giri, always interacting with people, talking and all. So if I'll be one person in that, single person in the team, I'll go crazy.
Yes. You are a social person. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So my last question to you, Anita, in this rapid fire round, the most favorite one. Let's see what you're going to say. Giridhar
Yeah.
or Anita?
Okay. What do you think I'll choose? Tell me, then I'll tell you.
Reverse question. I think again you will choose
Yeah.
both the options if I am not wrong.
No, no. Again, you are wrong, Giri.
Okay, then you can tell the right answer. The question was
Yeah.
to you.
No, there's nothing wrong and right? It's just a word of perspectives. Okay.
Yeah,
So Giridhar,
yeah.
I'll say Giridhar. Now ask
Oh,
me why.
yeah, why?
Giridhar, I have been hearing to few of your podcasts, right? There was one Pavan Shri Dharam, right? If I'm not
Correct.
wrong,
Yeah,
Art of Leadership. Then there was Rishik's Immigrant Migrant. Then there
yeah.
was
Indian migrant.
Arpita's. Then there was sorry, Indian Migrant. Then
Yeah,
there was Arpita, on how she came up with a startup and all. The way
yeah.
you have created the content, you have hosted it, it's wonderful. So why not be Giridhar?
Okay. Okay. That's so sweet of you, Anita. Thank you so much
I
for
meant
choosing
each
me.
and every word, Giri.
Yes, I got you. Thanks a lot for that.
Yeah, my pleasure.
All right. So, thank you so much for being with us on this podcast, Anita. And thank you so much for providing us with so many takeaways here. Such a wonderful session we had. And we look forward to having you once again on this podcast in the near future.
Thank you so much, Giridhar, to have me with you in the podcast. It's absolutely my pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you once again for being with us.
Thank
All right. So that's it for today, listeners. I Hope you enjoyed listening to this episode. I'll be back next week with another amazing guest. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. See you.